but that does bring up one of the most important lists, Mr. Ta.
Yes, my personal top 10 list of 2025.
Woo!
Did I do one last year? I'm pretty sure I didn't do one last year.
No, I don't think we did the segment as hard last year.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I don't recall typing one in. Yeah. So we're going to start at number 10 and go up to 1.
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right. We're going to start at number 10. It's this indie title. It's Dark Deity 2.
Ooh.
I did a review of this one. Basically, if you're looking for that classic Fire Emblem tactical RPG type of game, and a lot of the same charm, Dark Deity 2 is it. Because like a lot of those games have gone 3D, and Square Enix re-releases Final Fantasy Tactics. They just released a remaster of it, half remake of it. Yeah. So, but yeah, if you want like that classic sprite look to go with Nintendo putting out Sacred Fire Emblem and Fire Emblem Sacred Stones on the Switch Online expansion pack and Game Boy Advance thing. This game, take a look at this game. It's quite good, and you don't have. And unlike those old Fire Emblem games that can be very unforgiving in the autosave at each combat sequence, so permanent death, old school permanent death characters. This one has has like 4 different difficulty settings with sliders, so you could just fine tune exactly how easy and how hard you want this game to be. So if you just want to relax and just enjoy story, you can do it. I do wish the tutorials were better. They were just, it kind of makes this big assumption that you're playing this game because you already know how to play Fire Emblem, because it's very light on that, and the menus are a little messy, but they don't go too many layers deep, so at least you'll figure out where things are for there. But yeah, I think it was like a pretty good 20-hour adventure. Had fun with it. That was a 4 out of 5 that I gave for that game on that review. And it's
you should watch that review. Go check it out.
$25. Great, indie. Like, here's the thing: is like, if games are very expensive, hey, take a look deeper into niches that you like. You'll find some surprising good prices on values. Like this game is like $25 when it's not on sale. So,
it's
take a look at it.
It is actually on sale until January 19th. Everybody, it is $17.50.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So
yep. Yeah, take a look at that one if you're into the Fire Emblem thing and you want that sprite. You want the sprite charm without the punishing difficulty, or it does have punishing difficulties if you want that. So
nice.
That's my number 10.
That was a bit of a surprise
one. I found that on a random press. It's one of those things where you kind of have like browse news things and take note, because this is a game I did not know existed until I came across a random press release that was reposted to a tech website that I frequent.
Huh.
So yeah, this is just kind of like how like games like this get accidentally discovered. You just kind of have to browse and look for those little things that just kind of poof out of nowhere, really.
Yeah, I heard about this game when I was just kind of digging through my Steam recommended list, and I'm like, "Yo, Anthony, you hear of this?" And you said yes, and I was like, "Oh, okay." Yeah,
and it was like shortly before, because they were about to release it. So they were doing a bit of a PR kind of thing.
Love this.
But yeah, it's very charming. I like it quite a lot. Great characters. I like the good story. It's a good story. So yeah, you can enjoy it even if you're not into the tactical stuff as much.
I also love looking at the UI because it is just straight Game Boy Advance Fire.
All right, yeah.
So.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Good pick.
All right. Number 9.
Number 9 is Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered. Also did a review on this one. It captures exactly everything you remember about 2006 Oblivion, and that includes the things you love and the things that you don't like. It is a remaster. I wouldn't consider it a remake because it is a graphics wrapper on a 2006 game. It's a good graphics wrapper, but I think it lost a bit of its color. But you gain, so like it's everything your nostalgia remembers. So like the freedom to do whatever you want, and the world just lets you do it. It doesn't care. Like you break the game, great. Go ahead, break the game, or go ahead and do whatever you want. It's just like this interesting sense of freedom in these older Bethesda games where the world just happily accepts whatever you choose to do. Similar to like what Duncan pointed out. So if you just want like crazy acrobatic skills and just leap over walls of cities, it'll just let you do it. It does capture everything I don't like. So like all the bugs are still there. It's a little less broken, but it's probably not saying much. So I'm still pulling up the Elder Scroll pages for help, just like I did way back in the day. But all the charm is still there. All the ridiculousness of having like a freaking CV of titles. Champion of Cyrodiil, Archmage, Knights of the Nine, just the stupid resume. And it's just very relaxing and very honest. It's just that this game suffers the curse that old Zelda Ocarina of Time has, where because this game was so definitive of its time, so many games have used its concepts that it feels kind of vanilla. So you kind of have to have played the game at its time to kind of like feel that big nostalgia hit.
Sure.
I mean, that's the essence of nostalgia.
Because,
I do think that a lot of people who didn't play this game have tried it and really dug it, though.
Yeah.
I think it has just the wackiness to it. Sometimes is super funny, like that.
Oh yeah,
that,
it's got the old school wackiness to it for sure. And even then, like it's not as wacky as Morrowind.
I love that quest that you run into really early in the game where it's the invisible city or the invisible town.
Yeah.
And you go talk to that wizard and then he stops and you tell the town, oh, hey, and they allow you to stay there. They're like, yay, you're our hero. We'll let you stay in for free, whatever. And then I double back and I'm like, you know what? That guy was kind of a dick to me. I'm just going to go murder him. And I murdered him and I got his invisibility potions. And then I went to bed. And the Dark Brotherhood showed up, and I'm like, I literally recreated my first time playing this game.
Yep. And
but it just like feels magical, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I don't know how to describe it because everything is like it just has all these unintended consequences you never really thought about. It's kind of like what the Zelda Breath of the Wild did, where you like, oh, okay, so what are they gonna do that you didn't plan for? Well, there's a little bit of real life logic going on here in ways that you don't expect, but also makes sense. I mean, yeah, there's a Dark Brotherhood. Of course, if you murdered somebody, they're going to, come say hi to you.
Oh yeah,
and present you an offer. Yeah, it's now obviously Skyrim is a better game to play, but Oblivion has this world and sense of honesty and carefree sort of feel that you just don't have with Skyrim, because Skyrim tries to bring more story in, like all the games at that time did. And so, at this point, I think Sky Oblivion still hasn't came out yet. That was what I was referencing at the end of the review. It's like, take the world of Cyrodiil, combine it with the gameplay of Skyrim, but we still got to wait for that. And we're still waiting at this point, which I think it's gonna ever finish now. It took a long time, but yeah, that's my number 9. I had a good time. I did everything, and I did stuff. I did Shivering Isles also, and I did stuff that I didn't have with Oblivion when I played it back in the day, like Knights of the Nine and all that kind of stuff. So and it's very interesting when you re-explore a game that you really liked for the first time in over 15 years.
Right.
It's like it's been so long, and yet I still remember so much. So
hell yeah.
So good job to Virtuous for that. I don't know how to feel about the Bethesda side, if I'm honest. But I think Virtuous did a good job putting the graphics wrapper on. It's just that it looks like a remake, but actually it's an old game with a new wrapper on top, which it has all the purity of the old game, including the problems. And maybe there's something really honest about that, and I like that.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it.
That's my number 9.
All right. Cool.
All right. Number 8.
Number 8, it's Mario Kart World. Usually a lot of Mario Kart games, Mario Kart games for me have just kind of been sort of just middle of the road for me, because I play a lot of racing games, and of course they have like, Mario Kart's more for like, it's like a racing game that anybody can play. And I usually play stuff more like, Simcades and Borderline Sims and all that kind of stuff. But so like Mario Kart for me, it's just like, yeah, it's fun. The chaos is fun, but I usually just play it up to 150cc maybe, and then just call it and never touch the game ever again. That's what happened with Mario Kart 7, 8, Wii, Double Dash. Nintendo, please put Double Dash on GameCube,
right?
Switch Online. I really would like that. That's like the most asked Mario Kart.
Yeah.
And World, I was a little surprised how much I played in World, specifically the Knockout Tour.
Knockout
because
Tour is so good.
yeah, it's like I wasn't even doing Grand Prix races because I don't know how to. I still don't know how to feel about these maps being so open and this point A to point B sprint for 3 of the 4 races of the Grand Prix. Because like the maps are so open, you just basically find a straight line that doesn't slow you down, and there's just minimal turning and that kind of stuff. But like Knockout Tour, it's like it just kind of adds this stress factor and this competitive factor to don't get knocked out. So I spent a lot of time in Knockout Tour, and it looks good. And they've got like 200 or 300 songs, like remixing like Mario stuff and from so much of Mario. And it's like you could just put it as background elevator music on your TV, and it's like the perfect background music for whatever you're doing.
The amount of Mario Kart, I really wish that this music was on Apple Music, because I guarantee you the Mario Kart World soundtrack would have easily eaten up half of my Apple Music Wrapped, because I was listening to it so much at work. Like I would be at work just doing spreadsheets. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
Nintendo, put the music on the Nintendo Music app.
I think it might be on there.
They do like select. They don't put like the newest games. I've noticed it's just like selections from the newest games, and this game's got like 200 or 300 remixes.
It's a lot.
Yeah. At first I thought like, oh, it's all the same tinny drum remix, but then like the more you leave the game running, the more songs you hear, and you're like, wait, how many new songs are there? Because you just keep hearing something new every single time. So yeah. So I like Knockout Tour. I think the character roster is a little ridiculous. It's a bit too much.
That's so good.
Everyone's
so good.
here. Everyone's here quite literally, and I'm just like, okay, you got Dolphin. Okay, I picked Cheep, the fish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Everyone loves Cow. Everyone loves Cow.
It's just so much. I kind of miss the cart customization though.
I really love Frat Boy Mario. That was the one I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the game. It's a good way to introduce me to the Switch 2. I played it more than I thought I would. I didn't do the 150cc as much, but it's the online modes function well enough, and yeah, I kind of don't feel like this game is as feature complete as I would thought in the past, but it's but I think it's like launch title blues that a lot of launch titles have.
I also think it's
have a good time.
I do think it is definitely more feature complete than the base version of 8 on the Wii U. I think that the thing that people forget about the Switch 1 Mario Kart is it was the super duper complete deluxe version of the Wii U game.
It says deluxe right on it.
Yes.
And Mario Kart 8 is based on Mario Kart 7 on the 3DS.
Which, this is going to be a hot take. I like Mario Kart 7 more than I like Mario Kart 8.
That's wild.
I don't remember 7 that much because 8 spent so much of its time. 8 was like so long living that I don't remember what 7 was other than, hey, you can fly, and it does things like 8, except 8 is that, but more.
I think the reason that I played so much more 7, it was on the 3DS and it came out when I was in college.
Yeah.
So I was like,
that was a 3DS for us in general. Came out the perfect time.
So I think this game's awesome. I'm going to talk about it more later. I'm feeling quite a bit more considering.
That's my number 8. Number 7. Hey, it's another racing game.
All right.
It's Tokyo Extreme Racer. This game exited early access on Steam this year. It feels like a PS2 game in the right ways. It's not too sophisticated. All you're really doing is you're racing on Tokyo's freeways, and the racing is basically simply just gap your opponent. And so you don't have all this fluff, all these modes, open world exploration, and honestly, like there's not a lot of different roads you could drive on. You kind of sort of looking. It's kind of like it's one of those things where you look at the same thing, you think, wouldn't somebody get bored of this really easily? Well, if you like racing, gapping someone never gets old. Just whether it's a tight race, whether it's because your car is just significantly overpowered, there's that. It's got this pretty nice progression. You start out with a really slow car, and then you struggle against faster cars eventually. And it's like, okay, well, I got to buy a faster car, and then you buy a car that's too fast, and now you're just blasting everyone out of the water. It's just a simple concept, and it doesn't have all this fluff and sophistication, and it does feel kind of indie sized. And it is like it captures the essence of what a racing game should be, in my opinion, which is it's as simple as it is competition. Racing is racing, whether it is running, doing it on bikes and cars, it's simply who gets ahead of the other person. It's one of the simplest forms of competition. I think the game captures it really well. And of course, it's Tokyo Extreme Racers. So, if you like JDM, great, congratulations. They got a great selection. You want to drive a wagon, Subaru Turbo Wagon, you got it. You want your typical Nissan Skyline GTRs? Yep, you got that too. You want you want to build a VIP sedan? You can. So it's got like vehicle customizations that are very much of like a 2000s racing game when they were doing their whole Need for Speed Underground, Midnight Club, street racing trend at the time. So this game, I think,
Syndicate.
this game is like $40. It's like I believe it is indie. It's just Genki Studio, I think.
Yeah, it's an independent game.
Yeah. And I had a good time. Plays well. It has all the fun quirks of translating Japanese to English. Sure. If you like that weirdness. Yeah, had fun.
Man.
Right.
This looks great.
It's been one I've been like meaning to buy, but it just has not gone on Steam sale, and I'm kind of just like waiting for it to hit a little bit lower than I think it's $50 now, 50 or 60.
Whoa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm just kind of waiting.
Yeah. It's cool that it exists. I'm glad it exists. Hell yeah.
I want more arcade racers. We got a bunch this year. Sonic Crossworld Racing, Fast Fusion.
Yes.
This Recreation. Like that. There's just so many this year, and I'm happy that it's coming back.
So good.
Yeah,
awesome. All right.
And if you wonder if you want something that feels a lot more authentic than Gran Turismo's freeway races, because Gran Turismo does like these highway circuit races, but they put like a motorsports flavor to everything. I kind of think that was like their way of basically capturing this like nighttime street racing Japan thing without getting in trouble in the slightest. No, it's motorsports. We got flaggers and it's a closed course. And whereas this game, it's like, no, you got traffic. You got traffic. This is 90s street racing in Tokyo. That's what we're capturing here.
All right.
Yeah.
So, granted, it's probably more straight line racing than turns, but that's kind of what street racing sort of is. Sure. So, yeah.
All right.
And I really like the car selection list because I'm a guy who likes driving 4-doors and wagons, and this game's got a decent selection of that, but it has like all the important stuff you're looking for too. Mazda RX-7. So like it does feel like that 90s 2000s vibe, but that's the thing, you don't have many of that at the moment. So
right.
Good on them for recapturing that. And I didn't know that Tokyo Extreme Racer was a franchise that existed way back.
I didn't either. So
this franchise existed before Need for Speed Underground did its thing.
That's amazing.
It also
Need for Speed Underground was the big one. Need for Speed Underground and Midnight Club was the ones that got big in the US at least.
Yeah.
It also won an award at the Japan Game Awards this year.
Nice.
So there's that.
Sweet.
You want to know why JDM is cool? This game does tell you why JDM is cool.
Nice. All right, cool.
All right. That's my number 7. Going to number 6. It's Dispatch.
Yeah, Dispatch.
Crazy long time since I played a point-and-click adventure game. And writing's awesome. Very much has millennial generation humor vibes for sure.
That's fine. I like that.
Everybody's tired. Robert's tired. And the character, it's like you take the absurdity of superheroes and then you put in the complications of the mundane world on them, and it creates this magical combination of even superheroes have to deal with mortal BS. they have to deal with colleagues, and they have to deal with HR, and you have to deal with office politics, and and you got to decide, you're gonna work with the corporate lady, or do you want to go with this, and asking the right questions, or do you want to be a jerk? Do you want to play nice? Are you looking at the clues carefully? And it's good for at least 2 playthroughs. It is a bit on rails. The reason why, it could have been higher, but I kind of feel like it's a little bit on rails because you have a lot of choice, but it kind of feels like you're kind of moving a little bit in this set ride. Because the problem with choice, of course, is the more choices you introduce, it gets exponentially bigger. But I had a really fun time. Voice acting performance is fantastic. I like to play, and the management part's pretty fun too, because it just kind of becomes a case of I'm just sitting there and I'm just like, Flambe, you are a freaking idiot. You go to a job and then you decide to set the place on fire, and I'm gonna send this mud dude to go clean up your mess. Good job, man. Good job.
He's gonna get hurt doing that because you smothered the flames with his body.
Yeah. And then you just have cases of she seduced me, and I'm just like, oh my god, bat boner is just.
It's just like she said.
The thing is it's just if you have done white collar stuff or office work, this stuff just relates on a very deep.
It's just like I thought she was gonna show me boobs. It's just like I said to you, if I wanted to show you something cool, I thought you meant boobs.
I had a fun time. I had a fun time with this game. It's got a lot of charm to it, and I look forward to Ad Hoc doing more. Great job, great music. But it's kind of like that thing that it is a point-and-click adventure game. So, but the thing is, they unlike say the Telltale games where it's very story driven and you're just barely clicking on stuff, you do have to do some management, which can influence the story. So better put some effort into that.
Yeah. In that last mission, if you perform poorly enough, Blonde Blazer will show up and start helping you.
Oh.
Just a fun fact. I found that out.
I thought that was mandatory.
No, I didn't. Yeah,
sometimes I'm sitting there, it's like, oh my goodness, I'm taking a long time and I'm missing a lot of calls. I am doing a bad job.
Actually, I didn't get that in my first run, where I someone told me about Blonde Blazer showing up in their last dispatch session. I'm like, what the fuck? What do you mean, Blonde Blazer? No. I was like, okay, well.
It's also fun, discussing those little details too, because of course you got your romance options and that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's it is kind of on rails, but there's a lot of ways you can explore.
I can fix her.
You got to. It's great for sure for at least 2 playthroughs. So I look forward to them doing more.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of my second one. I'm gonna go over more of this because it's on my list somewhere. I don't want to talk about it then, but yes.
Waterboy is fun, but I think Phenomenon Man is hilarious because Superman gets hit with Giga Depression and it makes for a fun coworker.
It's but he has the backstory and mindset of Starfire, where he thinks make love means to hug people, and I love
that's Phenomenon's just laying on the car right there.
Yeah. I love the bit where he's where you tell him that you kissed Blonde Blazer, and he's just and you're like, oh, hey, it didn't mean anything, da 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 da, and then he picks up he's gonna fight you or something, and then he kisses you, and he's like, I do not believe that you are the reason we broke up. Well, Robert Robertson.
Well, it's not just that, but not only that, but he flung up from the car and threw shards of glass right into Robert's chest. Because
yeah, it's just it seems the speed in which I have gotten up has put shards of glass in your chest.
Yeah, it's the superhero absurdity with the realism, mundaneness, and annoyances of real life. It is magically entertaining.
Yeah. I think this game is great. I'm gonna go overboard a little bit. Well, what's your next one, Mr. Tom?
Next one is It's Avowed.
Ooh.
I was surprised at this one. I was like, damn, you liked Avowed this much.
Right. So with my professional hat, this game is a 3 out of 5. And what I had in my notes says this game is always a little interesting, but it's not interesting enough at any one point to be great. It's good, but not great. Personally, it's always a little interesting because it's got the Obsidian writing magic. So if you've played Outer Worlds or did it do Pentiment? Or was it?
Yeah, they did Pentiment. They did Pentiment. They did Grounded.
If you play like those games, you get the Obsidian writing magic. You get all these story choices. And it is a pretty standard first-person blob game, adventuring, questing, conversation, making decisions that influence the future. But the big thing that keeps me very engaged with this game is that the combat, sound effects, the UI feels a lot more punchier. So if Oblivion has the problem of you just whack stuff and you just whack, 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 whack. Okay, they're on the floor now. This game is kind of has more of like what you would expect from a first-person shooter type of feedback in terms of the sounds and the UI sort of stuff. So if you nail a headshot with your bow, you get like that very nice little clink, and you can see a little cross right on or skull mark on the UI. It's not, I wouldn't say it's like the most innovative. It's basically just taking some like Halo Infinite or other shooters have already done this, but like just trying to make the combat more exciting.
So,
and I think it most certainly worked. It's just, it's very interesting to me how such changes on how you perceive the combat can have such an effect on like how interesting or how engaging it can be.
Well, I am someone who typically hates combat in these games because it's bad. Like I find the combat in Oblivion and Skyrim to be bad. You do not feel impact. It does not feel good. It is a way to point A to point B almost in a bad sense. And I genuinely really enjoyed how reactive and much of an improvement this combat was. I was wildly impressed. Like, I love how you can also combine the powers together, so you could freeze dudes in place and then just instantly shatter them with a hammer and shit. Like, it was really cool. I really loved this game's combat. I didn't get to play enough of it to finish it. It was a Game Pass game. My subscription runs out soon. I'm probably gonna pick up this game when it's on deep discount, like to fully own it. But damn, dude, that combat was.
Oh yeah.
It was the first time that I was not begrudgingly playing a Western RPG's combat.
Wow.
It was like I am genuinely enjoying this combat.
Yeah, I very much liked it. It still has like that guided questing sort of thing, and the Obsidian story magic. There's a lot of choices that kind of feel like it does open up the possibilities of how you can influence the world. So like if I describe Dispatch as kind of sort of reaches sort of a similar point, just with kind of things rearranged. With Avowed, it's like, yeah, I could basically just dictate the entire fate of this continent, and it would feel like it. But I don't know, I haven't done a second playthrough, so I can't say like if I went in a completely opposite direction, how much it would feel, how different it would feel. But at least in my first playthrough, it felt like if you have to like build towards that decision. So if the god that you're working with, you just continue to just antagonize them, I kind of doubt just pulling a 180 later is going to work out as well. Maybe it's possible. But if you keep antagonizing them, they're going to remember you kept antagonizing them.
Also, the game has Fishman Garrus in it.
Yeah. And I can see where Brandon Keener sounds freaking Brandon Keener sounds exactly the same as he did back in Mass Effect.
It's funny.
Same voice,
same mannerisms, just all of it's the freaking same.
Same personality. It's just Fishman Garrus.
Yeah, it's like, oh my goodness, it's Garrus Vicarian, except you're
that's a selling point. If I had known that, man.
Yeah, like legitimately, I would go up to him, and instead of like being like, "Oh, where's so and so," I would literally go to myself, "Where's Fish Garrus?"
Is this game out on PC? Maybe there's a mod you can put Garrus as a skin over.
Probably.
Yeah, I'm sure it is on PC. I bought it on PC.
Nice.
It's one of those games where I am it's currently $50. Oh, is that its regular price or is this a sale?
It is the regular price, yes,
Nice.
because this
It's
is like
50?
actually because the thing is Obsidian's flagship game is The Outer Worlds, but like this game kind of
Yes.
felt like it was like number 2 or 3 on the priority list, which I'm actually rather impressed that they did Pentiment and this in the midst of The Outer Worlds, because like a lot of studios would just do one game at a time and maybe have a second game in the concept stage. Like they would just do it one at a time sort of thing, but they're like to have them do this relatively openish world RPG game with The Outer Worlds 2, and both of them coming out the same year
That's nuts.
is like rather, and you know, and this game is good, and I think The Outer Worlds 2 came out good.
It's good. I have not gotten to play as much of it as I wanted to because there's just so many games all the time. But
Yep.
The Outer Worlds 2 is great. Like I like that game a lot. It is very much an old school RPG though. Like it is very much just like, yo, your tree dictates your experience with this game.
Yeah, and like and this game feels like a number 2 or number 3 project, which you know that's not a bad thing, but I can understand why this game did not make as many like risks and innovations as you would probably expect. But I think that in a year where Xbox has just been in a decade of where Xbox has just been making continually questionable decisions, I think that this is a something that's at least not bad news for Xbox at all. I quite enjoyed it. It is a lower key release. It's a $50 game, you know, and it feels like a game you can play multiple times. It has a unique combat feel that I don't see in most other RPGs, and it's a good effort. And I enjoyed it quite a bit, personally.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
All right. What's your
again, it's you know, but my professional hat says it's a 3 out of 5, but personally, I had a good time with it.
Awesome.
I'm waiting for a price drop to go back to it, and also knowing the fact that I'll probably have to restart my save because I can't imagine it uses the same save as Steam.
Right.
I really hate that Microsoft's so inconsistent with that. So like Halo carries over, Gears carries over, Forza Motorsport does, but Forza Horizon doesn't. It's just really weird how like some games will and some games won't. I really wish they'd get consistent on that shit.
Yeah.
So, no. Yep.
All right.
Yeah, that's my number 5. Moving to number 4, it's Eternal Strands.
I am so shocked this is this high. This is wild. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, well, it didn't take long for me to decide on this one. I did a review of this one, so check that also if you want the full opinion. I think it's like a 12-minute long review, I think. No, okay, well, however long it is.
Here's the
what I really liked about Eternal
where
Strands,
you can watch that.
Yeah. So, in sticking to the theme of ex-Ubisoft devs doing a lot better without Ubisoft, Eternal Strands is very hard for me to describe, and I can also understand why this game is very hard to market because it's a blob game. It's a third-person blob game, light attack, heavy attack, push-button crafting, skill trees, with some Monster Hunter Shadow Colossus like climbing monsters and slaying and hitting their weak spots and slaying it. So it's kind of like, so what's innovative or new or unique about this game? Unfortunately, not much. However, they just do it really well. Executed very well, very focused. So you don't have like all this fluff of, oh, we should like do this story gimmick or we should do this. It's just a very focused, honest adventure. And as a first game, I think it's really good. I think the next one they should take some more risks with it.
Sure.
And even right now, I don't even know I don't have much to say about this game right now because it's so hard to find ways to describe other than it's stuff you already know, but just done really well.
Right.
I think that Yahtzee actually like put it best in his review. This is Picasso's boring early stuff, a perfectly well put together demonstration that the developers understand the principles. Now I want to see them make some fucking art. I wouldn't go, it's maybe not that harsh, but it's Yahtzee, you know, he rolls.
That's how he does it.
But yeah, like there's a lot of good stuff here. Like it has a lot of interesting stuff, like the Breath of the Wild style exploration, some Shadow of the Colossus, Monster Hunter type combat. It takes a lot of really cool elements to make a really complete package, I feel.
Yes.
It really looks
so
cool
it's
to
a-
look at. This seems
Yeah.
interesting.
But it has like that half realism, half toon look that a lot of games already do. It's just so hard for me to describe it because what can I say about it that isn't already done other than it is done well?
Right.
And I think like this is a case of your game doesn't have to be innovative. This is a classic case of you need to make a good product.
Hmm.
And yes, it will not be a huge seller because it looks derivative, but I wish more games could kind of like do with this instead of getting carried away with stuff like we need to throw in random comic relief character. Actually, like that. Actually, one of the things that about this game that is that if you're looking for some humor or some like exciting personalities, this game doesn't have it. Everyone is a professional, and so it's a bit dry on
Okay.
personality. The character personality. Everyone is a professional. Everyone is businesslike, and so if you're looking, it's like the opposite of Veilguard characters.
Okay.
If the Dragon Age Veilguard characters were all like perky and I'm dyslexic with ADHD and all this kind of other fun stuff. Oh my god, guys, something's happening. Type of humor that drives you insane in Veilguard. This game is like the complete antithesis of that. It probably went too far the other way, but I'm okay with that because that's just that I'm probably more that type of person that just prefers less goofy stuff.
Right.
So I see. For me, like that, I am in the camp that I think it went too far the other way. I think Veilguard is too much, but this was like the writing. This was very just like,
Again,
all right.
it's a group of professionals.
I
it
feel
is
like I'm talking to
very-
coworkers for sure. Yep.
Yep. Except these are coworkers you will happily be productive with, but not necessarily a group that you will go to a bar with.
Right.
Yes. I did
So,
like the
do know
magic.
that if you're looking for like exciting characters, this game doesn't have it. But but you do spend like a lot of your time out, pretty much in the wilderness, exploring this like long lost land kind of thing.
I did like the magic system in this a lot. I did like how like you could, it's very similar to Avowed, where it was very reactive, where you could use ice to lock stuff down and use fire to set up dots and
Oh yeah, and you get a bit of that Monster Hunter Shadow Colossus type of awesome thing, climb the beast and all that fun stuff. I think like I like this game as much as I did because it was just like everything. It has so much that is like the opposite of Veilguard, and I did not like Veilguard very much.
Right.
And I was just like, this is such a nice breath of fresh air for me. And this is one of those games that's indie, but has like AA amounts of help.
Right.
Yep.
The credits run on freaking forever. It's like Expedition 33. It's indie, but how much help do they have? A lot.
yeah.
So good on them. I wish them future success. I'm not sure if this game sold well enough. I'm a little concerned about that part, but
Right.
it's a
big
classic case
question.
of you don't have to innovate, you don't have to be flashy, you just need to do it good.
This looks like, just hearing you talk about it and watching this trailer, it's like this screams a game that could really use a sequel because they made a new IP, established they can make a good solid game, and now that they have that established, they can chart their own path with what they've made.
Yes, I feel that is actually a perfect description of like, I think you could do something very interesting here, but you just need another game.
Yeah.
And I hope that it did well enough to justify, another Game Pass deal. This was a Game Pass game, right?
Oh man.
Like
Game Pass continuing to show me games that I end up buying on Steam, but yeah, this was one of them.
How much is
Avowed
this?
was
I'm sure
another
they
one.
love that.
It's just like this is why I feel demos are so important because you have the 2-hour buy game and then refund it thing.
Yeah.
Which is valuable in its own way.
Yeah. And yeah, so it's just like I need a way to taste the game without having to buy the whole thing and having to return it. And that kind of fun stuff. So Yeah, that's Eternal Strands. Very hard for me to talk about because I think the review can say it a lot better than I can because it's not like this game has like a magic X factor thing to it.
Sure.
But
Yeah.
but you wish your first game could end up being like Undertale or Expedition 33. But I think like what you can achieve is something like this, where like you just need to establish your understanding of fundamentals, and like gimmicks are great, but if your game is bad, the gimmicks don't help very much unless there's something. It has to be like entertaining. This game is like, I don't know, like maybe it's like a Toyota Camry. It's kind of like a boring car, but like just really good.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not a sports car, it's not a supercar, it's not a Lambo, but it's a really good car that, you know, any regular person can enjoy. So
And I'm going to take, you know, we're looking at potentially, you know, with what's going on with technology and just the way AAA development has ballooned out of control. This is like the future of game development on like for a lot of popular games. You got your Expedition 33s, and then you have games like this where you've got a small group of people who get a lot of people contributing to it to make something new and taking the time to try and like, all right, we can make a good video game, and now we're going to try and build off of that. Like, yeah.
And I think that something that this game very much revealed to me, as multiple other games have for me this year, is I like a game where it knows what its identity is, what its mission is, and stays focused to it. Because what happens to a lot of games like Dragon Age Veilguard and Ubisoft games is they try to do a lot of everything. We need this feature and this feature, and we need that set piece, but then they just kind of feels like you're trying to do everything, but you kind of at the same time don't feel entirely committed to any idea other than you're committed to just add more. So like, you know, I talked about how like Tokyo Extreme Racer is very focused. This game is very focused. Avowed feels focused. Like, you know what you want and you commit to it, even though that design decision is not going to appeal to everybody. Dragon's Dogma 2 did that too. Like they decided we're not going to do like multiple saves and you're going to suffer trying to walk to the city. That is a design decision. And it pissed people off. It pissed some people off immensely.
Right.
But they, you know, they stuck with it, and yet at the same time, like, this is what an adventure game should feel like. There is an element of risk when in an adventure. Going out to the wilderness should be a little scary. It should be a little risky. You should have to work a little bit to make it there. And when you make it there, it feels awesome. Instead of just this, I walk along a road like I'm driving on the interstate.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then I'm bored.
Yep.
So Dragon's Dogma, Eternal Strands, and these games like Shin Megami Tensei 5 Vengeance. Like, I'm going through that right now. Doesn't have any of the Persona High School going shopping, all that kind of stuff fluff that Persona has. But so like it's very focused on being a straightforward JRPG, and like that game feels fantastic to me right now.
Hey, well, what's your number? Your number? I think it's 2. 2's your next one.
3.
3. Sorry.
Yeah. Do let me know if I'm talking too much on a certain game.
No, you're good. You're
Because
good.
I want to
You're
give
good.
time to with you guys also. It's The Altars.
Ooh.
I can't remember the last time I would play games for like 6 or 8 hours straight. And that wasn't like some World of Warcraft raid session. Outside of MMOs, I can't remember the last time I played a game for 8 hours straight. And this game, every time I turn it on thinking I'm just going to play it for 30 minutes, next thing I know, it's 11 o'clock at night. The sun was out when I started playing this game, and now it's close to midnight when I stopped. Other than a food break halfway through. And so why is that? Well, you've got like this interaction of all these personalities of Yawns. So basically, Yawn has to clone himself based on a branch of a critical decision in his life. And you have all these Yawns that are very different because it's the same person, but it's major life choices gone differently or different decisions made at some point. And so now you've got to manage this team of like personalities. So you got this management aspect. You got to survive because you got to get this giant wheelbase to its point, and you got to get materials to craft stuff, and you got to get the scientists to research stuff and all this kind of stuff. And then you got to deal with all this drama that happens amongst the Yawns, while also kind of coming to understand the common thread of like, we all kind of stemmed from the same person at one point. We just went a different path in life. And so you get like this, you get this amazing experience of like knowing people, learning people, and while also like having this lighter management experience and trying to survive on a desolate planet. And it's hard for me to explain, but I do have a review in progress for like the last 5 months now. It's still not done. I'll have a review out on this game. And I think like something that a lot of games, this game does the unique thing where, because this is like Yawn, but different versions of Yawn based on a critical life, it actually can make you think about your own life and the major decisions you made, various points, and how like your life could have turned out differently. It's kind of a very it makes you rather reflective of your own experiences.
That's really cool.
And yeah, and of course, you know, if you like management games, that's great. And also like this is 11-bit studios we're talking about here, so like if you played Frostpunk or any of their, or I forgot what their first game was called, but like if you like stress with management, oh yeah, you're gonna get that with this for sure. Because you're not just managing like, oh yeah, it's survival, but did you know you have to deal with people too? So I don't why, like, as much as I love this game, the reason why it's not a number one game is that it's kind of a little hard for me to say like this is the best thing ever, everybody should play it. It's just that I don't recommend this to just anybody because it is stressful. If you don't like dealing with real life people very much, or you don't like management types of games, I don't recommend this. But those who are into it, like me, you know, if you like Frostpunk, if you like these type of, you know, I mean, sort of Dispatch also, actually. Dispatch, you're managing people also.
Yep.
But, you know, it has like this unique combo, and there's a sense of like realism to it, not from a gameplay perspective, but from like a people story perspective, how people behave. 11-bit Studios is very good at that. So yeah, that's the Alters.
Nice.
I absolutely love this game so much.
All right.
And I was going to do bits of a second playthrough to get footage, and it turned into a second full playthrough on accident.
Fantastic.
Hell yeah!
Can't remember the last time a game did that. It's so long.
I remember that you did not necessarily recommend this game to me, and I'm like, yeah, I get it. Say it. Yep.
I love it so much, but I can't recommend it to just about anybody. It's almost like, you know, it's almost like sports cars. You know, I can't just recommend this to anybody because like it's a small car that has only 2 seats. It's like it's so much good for me, but like so many people are not looking for this.
Right.
But everybody should try it at least.
Okay.
You know, and it's on Game Pass. It's on Game Pass, so like, you know, give it a try. And you know, I can understand why if somebody doesn't like it, because you know, somebody could drive a sports car and be like, oh, it's too small, it rides too rough, I can't put anything inside of it. You know, I've got kids and all this stuff. Like, that's fine. But the weird thing is, I remembered the first time I saw this game because it was when Frostpunk 2 came out, and I was just like, what is this? Oh, it doesn't look like something I'm interested in. Oh, the irony.
Right.
So that's my number 3.
Good
So yeah,
pick.
review's coming.
All right.
Eventually. One day, maybe. Who knows?
Eventually.
Eventually.
Well, sick.
No, I'm just sorry. Okay, number 2.
Number 2.
Yes, the game that won it all, but isn't number 1 on my list. This is going to cause riots.
The controversy.
It's Clair Obscur, Expedition 33. This game is like, I did a review of this one.
Yep.
This game is iconic. It brings back the grandeur. There's still a lot of JRPGs today. Shin Megami Tensei 5, Persona. You know, not necessarily JRPGs, but you still have like action RPGs. Tales, the Tales series. Tales of Arise is good. You have a lot of games that emulate or seek to capture the essence of the old days. Eidolon Chronicles, that's like a Suikoden spiritual successor. There is Octopath. There's Bravely Default. There's all these games that harken back to the old days. And in my opinion, not all of them capture this one important feel that people associate with 90s and 2000s RPGs, and that's the word I describe as grandeur. There's a sense of occasion, grander than life, equal parts realism and fantasy. Final Fantasy. like Final Fantasy like 6, 4 through 10. Like nowadays, we just
Right.
associate grandeur with like AAA, beautiful as possible, massive as possible graphics and all that kind of stuff, and a story that runs like a billion layers deep and probably needs a thesis paper to explain to you. Whereas the grandeur that I usually associate with 90s and 2000s RPGs is there's a lot of gray in the world, and the world can be very cruel. I believe Final Fantasy 6 very much did that. Final Fantasy 7, I mean, you start off by jumping up on a train and causing this facility explosion, I believe was the beginning of 7. And like,
Yes.
and there's like this sense of grander than life. So you get senses of grander than life in bits and pieces elsewhere. Like, you know, I said immersive world like Dragon's Dogma, Bayonetta 2 does scale, Final Fantasy 16 does scale, but like to have all of it put together into this like thing that makes you how do I describe this? It's like the type of game that inspires cosplayers, music composers. It inspires so much fan work, and you don't get that very often. And like, yes, you get this in the indie space. Like Undertale did a lot of that. Mass Effect did a lot of that. But like as far as like that JRPG style, it's like it's not even Japanese; it's French. But it plays. Yeah. But, you know, what was the line that I said? The art may be very Francais, but it is Nihon long because it plays very JRPG, but it's all the French player. It's just.
It is very much old Final Fantasy, Paper Mario.
Yeah.
Combat, yes.
Yeah. And it captures an essence that. Because the thing is, like, I felt that if any other game would have captured it, you would have had, you know. It wouldn't blow up like this, but it just captures like this lost feeling, this lost sense of occasion that you get bits and pieces elsewhere, but not in a place where the ones that did it all. Nier Automata did it, but that's not a JRPG necessarily. That's an action game. So this game is iconic, and I think that when the decade is over, this is very much in strong contention for top 10 games of the decade. Very much has proven that it is a top game of the year. But I can't think of any higher praise for a game like this other than it is iconic. You can talk about in the same sentence as Final Fantasy 7 and Final Fantasy 4, Suikoden. You know, you could probably do all that. So yeah, that's my thing.
I think it's the most complete game of the year. Like I truly do think that it is the game I think about most when you want to bring up a game where I'm just like, God damn, that is a complete package.
You're gonna be sad a lot because there's a lot of grief out there, and this game will capture it. And this game will always have a talking point of its ending. People will talk about the ending and what was the right ending, what was the good ending. And in my opinion, looking at it from a bigger perspective, there is no right answer to the ending. Sounds like a cop-out answer. But here's the thing. I can understand both sides on this one. Because this game's theme is the cycle of grief. And it continues, and you have to choose which cycle to continue or which thing you're going to choose to cope with. And that is a cruel reality of
I have gotten into multiple hours-long discussions with people I know about the ending of this game. I am very much steadfast in my belief about my ending. But yeah.
Yeah, and it's I lost my thought. Okay. Absolutely do play this game. I believe there's a demo for it. Oh yes, I remember the thought now. Once you know all the secrets of this game, or even just go through a playthrough of it, your whole second playthrough will never be the same. Because you see so much that you missed from your first playthrough.
Nice.
See, I actually think the second playthrough, at least, at least like in my mind, I kind of like it a bit more just because you notice all these small details
Oh yeah.
of like, oh shit, that's this happening and this happening. It is a game with so many layers that can be enjoyed like just so in so many
And
different ways. Like,
yeah.
and the gameplay is like rock solid and super deep. Like, I had so much fun making the perfect one-shot Mael build. Right? Like,
Yeah,
I want.
the gameplay is so open to being experimented with. And here's the thing, like I was thinking like I suck at these parries. I understand it's a design decision, but I suck at these parries. Guess what? The game has pictos if you suck at dodging and parries.
Yep.
And,
So
I remember taking a screenshot and telling him, it's like, Bronson, this game understands my pain.
Right, like
so
the fact that it has builds and options entirely built around you know, like entirely built around the fact that, oh, I might be bad at the parry and dodge. Here, let me do builds to work with that is fantastic.
yeah, you know, a small side note, I actually kind of disagree with them making the dodge windows as big as they are now, because I felt like that even on the easy mode, like the dodges being a bit difficult, it was annoying, but it wasn't like unplayable. And again, like you had those pictos to make your life a lot easier. It's like, oh, you're bad at dodging? Well, we'll give you ability points if you miss a dodge.
See, I found the dodges easy. The parries were hard though. There were some parries I was like, woo, the timing on that is rough, buddy.
The parries is annoying because it's like slow, fast, slow, fast, fast. Slow.
Yeah, they are purposely trying to make it hard on you to
they're constantly psyching you out, and it was like like I found it really annoying, but I was just like.
But then when you run into
learn,
but when you run into those enemies later in the game, you fucking just fuck them up because you know their pattern. You know that he's gonna do the up, boom, and then you just parry and nuke him, and it feels amazing.
The thing, though, like if you can suffer through it, if you do a perfect parry and you do like a whole team counterattack, it's so worth it.
Yeah, like that's another thing too.
They made the reward worth it. If
the weighing the risk reward of like, okay, I'm going to just dodge to start so I know the pattern. And then now I know the pattern, I can start parrying and just jack them up. Feels so good. It feels so good. And then just like setting up your builds and how your different teams can have really sick, awesome builds. And yeah, it's one of the most like artfully done stories I've ever seen in a video game.
And like any piece of art, great piece of art, it's so open to interpretation.
Yes,
we talked about for a very, very long time.
Yeah, and also it has one of the best soundtracks I've ever heard in a video game. It's so good. It's one of the few soundtracks. Like normally when I buy video game vinyl, I'll buy like the greatest hits record, which is like the 20 best songs from the game, like I did with Persona. No, I bought the full set. Like Phoebe and I split the full cost of every song that's in this game, all like 200 of them. You know, like yeah, like dude, no, hell yes. Oh, such a good game. So fucking good.
And they've got this universe they could do so much with.
They
like,
do.
Once you find out, like once the secrets get reviewed, it's like, oh my goodness, there's so many stories.
Yeah, yes. I'm gonna try and keep it as vague as possible for spoilers, which is I want to know more about that one particular war.
Yes,
that sounds fascinating to me. So yeah.
But be warned though, you'll be very sad multiple times. This game is very depressing and it does a very good job of making you feel depressed.
But I also think
the prologue alone.
Yes. But I think it has a lot of whimsy and happy in it too. I think my boy SGK alone is enough happiness to keep the mood light. You know. Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, that's Clear Obscure. I have a review on it. So
the game is very good at making you go wee and make you go ooh.
Yeah.
And then the wee balances out the woo. All right. So All right,
That's number two.
what's your number one, Mr. Ta? What's your game of the year?
Donkey Kong Bonanza.
Ooh.
He went ape. He's going ape.
So it really, for me, for me, Expedition 33 and Donkey Kong are tied.
Oh.
But
Eh.
I had to pick one that's at number one, and I had to pick one that goes to number two. And the reason why I put Donkey Kong Bonanza at number one is that as much as Expedition 33 does grief and whimsy and balances out, I think the world needs a little more happiness. And Donkey Kong Bonanza is joy. It is, if Expedition 33 crushes your heart and puts you in despair, Donkey Kong Bonanza will heal you right up. It is so much fun. I want to get at least half the bananas of every level. It's cathartic in a way where you're just punching stuff. Having a bad day, great. Just, punch this whole hill out of existence if you wanted to. Simple story. Huge amounts of fun. Always presents the banana, but like you also get all these fun skills and the bonanzas, the ostrich, the zebra, Kong, elephant.
All right, I gotta know what was your favorite Bonanza song? Because there's a fun little detail in this game where every Bonanza has its own song, and also whenever Pauline is singing in the song, she's actually singing on Donkey Kong. Like you can go pan the camera over and she'll be singing the lyrics.
I think I said Kong.
Kong, really?
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
It's probably the most straightforward one because it's freaking Donkey Kong. It's like the first one you get.
Yeah, it's
elephant. I think I don't know. I know that ostrich is probably the least favorite one.
Yeah, ostrich is definitely my least favorite song.
Zebra's cool.
Zebra is my favorite song
elephant's
for
pretty
sure.
fun because it's all just blasting trumpets, really.
Yes.
Yeah, Kong's pretty straightforward. I really enjoy the puzzles. I really like those mini challenges.
Yes, those are a lot of fun.
Even make like side scroller challenges too. Like that was very surprising. Love the music. It's like a simple gameplay. Nintendo does this so good. It's a simple gameplay concept that you could put so much depth into. And you get the platformer stuff, but you're also moving in a 3D space, and then you're talking to all these fractones, and you meet the security fractone, which is like a bunch of jerks who just like pay me money and I'll tolerate you. There's so much joy. It's such a really good game. There's so much joy, and I just thought like, instead of like all these games that are like so serious and bittersweet happiness and grief, why not like have a game that's just joyful and so fun to interact with? And that's the best way I could describe Donkey Kong Bonanza. Honestly, I have like notes. Why am I not pulling up my notes right now?
Speaking from the heart.
Yeah. See, rare control foibles, bosses a little too easy. Yeah, the bosses are a little too easy. Yeah, if Expedition delivers the full authentic experience of grief and depression, then DK Bonanza will heal you right up with happiness. 5 out of 5.
I think that Donkey Kong Bonanza, the only two bosses that really stood out to me as like, oh, these are like really challenging, are like your second Void Con fight.
Yeah.
And then I'm just gonna spoil it. Fuck it. The end fight against K. Rool. Which this game is on my list, that I want to discuss that unbelievably amazing, insane ending when I get there.
Yeah. So that's my list. Expedition 33 and Donkey Kong is tied, but Donkey Kong ekes out because I think we need a little more happiness in the world. There's a lot of sadness and a lot of anger as it is. Take your pick. There's no shortage of it. There's no shortage of it, and it's almost like making a game that's happy is offensive for some reason.
Right.
How dare you be happy at a time like this? How dare you give me joy when the world's on fire? I don't know. Maybe we need a little bit of Wii,
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, they're effectively tied. But I had to pick one, and that's the one I pick, and that's my top 10.
Nice.
It's a lot of games that are very much understand their identity and know what they are, and sticking to it while also making like at least a playable game out of it. I think that's the theme that stuck out to me this year as far as my list. Every single one of these games, even if it's like a blob game like Avowed or Eternal Strands, it's like, okay, we're gonna make a blob game, but we have to understand that we got to get the fundamentals right before we start doing some more weird dumb stuff on top. And I like that. So that seems to be the theme.
That's
All
fantastic.
Right.
Great list.
Right. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, that's on to you, Mr.